In the last two classes that we've had, we talked about the value of eighth notes as it applies to 4/4 and 3/4 time. We talked about eighth rest as it applies to 3/4 and 4/4 time. We've also talked about eighth notes and eighth rest as they apply to whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes, and also to whole rest, half rest, and quarter rest. So everybody should have a pretty much understanding of what an eighth note and an eighth rest is. So, just to ask a question, an eighth note, what is the value of an eighth note compared to the value of, let's say, a quarter note? Okay, right? So basically, what you just said was eighth note has the value of a what? Half the value of a quarter note, right? Let's say we compared an eighth note to a half note. How many half notes would there, or how many eighth notes would there be in a half note? Three eighth notes. No, that's incorrect. Continue to think about it. Probe your mind. If an eighth note has the half, or is half the value of a quarter note, how many eighth notes will be in a half note? Yes, you. Okay. Four eighth notes. Very good. Now, since you say that, let's take it a step further. How many eighth notes are there in a what? Whole note. Think about it for a second before you try to answer the question. No, that's incorrect. Now, you just said, somebody said, when they asked the question before, they said, if there are four eighth notes and a half note, somebody said that, then how many do you think there would be in a whole note? Think about it. Half note, half the value of a whole note. Yes, eight. That is correct. So the same kind of thought process that goes into thinking about eighth notes going into quarter note, half note, or whole note, same thing applies to eighth rest going to uh, quarter rest, half rest, or whole rest. So I'll start off by asking the question, what? How many eighth notes are there in a whole rest, or eighth note, not eighth notes, eighth rest? How many of those are in an eighth or a whole rest? Yes, eight. Very good. I mean, in comparison, I just asked that question, but I said it for what? Eighth notes. Now you're thinking about eighth rest. Continue it forward. How many eighth rests are there in a half note? Or a half rest, should I say? Four. Very good. And then what is the value of two eighth rests with a quarter rest? How many eighth notes would there be in a quarter rest? No, and I don't know how you got that wrong. Think about it. Yes, two. Very good. So, in thinking about it, and I think you all have retained the material very well, you've compared eighth rest to a quarter note, half note, I'm sorry, quarter rest, half rest, and a whole rest, and you compared eighth notes to what? A quarter note, half note, and a whole note. So I think some people probably struggle with the concept, but for the most part, I think everybody understands what's going on. So let's continue to make sure that we understand the two different values between a eighth note and an eighth rest as they apply to a quarter note, half note, whole note, or a quarter rest, half rest, and a whole rest in 3/3. I'm sorry, 3/4 or 4/4 time.